Let us install the second ESXi host. So again, you will take the physical server in your real network. On the top of this physical server, you will install the ESXi host. So instead of physical server, we are using the virtual servers. So we'll create this virtual server on our VMware workstation. And what is the specification of the second server? We need to have 12 GB RAM, 2 to 4 CPUs, and 300 GB hard disk. This will be the specification of the second server because we are going to install the vCenter server on second ESXi host. Okay, just give me 2 minutes, then we'll continue. All right, so first we'll create the virtual server with these specifications. Then we'll install the ESXi host. After that, we'll see what is vCenter server and we'll install the vCenter server.
Sir,
Mhm.
suppose that I'm not having the that much 300 GB hard disk and 12 GB RAM, then how I will do the
Okay,
learning?
so you can do the practice on what do you say, the VMware site. Okay, VMware site is providing the virtual labs. There you
Mhm.
can practice it. But it is recommended to upgrade the hardware. If you can't upgrade the hardware, you can practice your labs on VMware site. I will provide the link. Okay, you can.
Sir, only hard disk I don't have, or RAM I have the 32 GB RAM and the two CPUs I can provide, but 300 GB I don't have the hard disk.
No issues, no issues. You can do the practice on the VMware website. So, but it is recommended to upgrade it. Okay. So if you want to
Okay.
do the practice, you should upgrade it. Otherwise, you can't. You can access the website. You can do the practice on VMware website.
Okay.
All right, guys. So let us create the virtual server first. So we'll go to the VMware workstation. We'll select the first option, create a virtual machine. Next, I will install the operating system later. Then we are installing the VMware ESXi. So we select the third option and version is 6.x. Then you will click next. And where do you want to save? Okay, it is a virtual server. So again, it is consisting the files. So you need to provide the path. So again, we will save this virtual machine, virtual server on the same location. where we have saved the first virtual server. So we have this ESXi1. Let us create one more folder here, ESXi2. Ignore this test. I have created this folder for testing. Okay, so let me delete it. And we'll provide the name ESXi2 or virtual server 1, virtual server 2. Anything you can assign. So it should be appearing here. Then you should click OK, and we'll assign the name to this virtual machine, ESXi2. Then we'll click next. And what is the minimum hard disk for our second ESXi host? 300 GB. Okay, so let us select 300 GB. Then we'll click next, and 2 CPUs are already selected. And the RAM, let us customize the hardware. And the RAM should be, how much the RAM should be?
16.
12. Okay, so you can take 16 also. So in our case, we will take 12 GB RAM. Okay, so we have selected 12 GB RAM, 4 GB memory, processors. There are 2 processors. Let us select 4 processors. Okay, you can go with 2 processors as well. Then we'll close it. And our virtual server is ready. Now we need to install the ESXi on this virtual server. So how will you install the ESXi? You need to provide the ISO path. You will select this edit virtual machines option. Then you will go with CD DVD. Then you will select the second option, use ISO image file, browse. On my desktop, I have a software folder. Under this software folder, ISO images are there. So we are using 6.7 U3 and we'll install ESXi. Then we'll close it. We click OK. Then we'll power on the virtual machine. It will again install the ESXi host. So it is loading the ESXi installer. So it is initializing the process. You can see 4 CPUs are there. 12 GB memory means 12 GB RAM is there. So again, it is saying that you should check the compatibility guide by visiting this website. What is this compatibility guide? You need to check which server supports ESXi host. So we'll click enter and we need to accept the license agreement by pressing F11. It is scanning the device. It is scanning the hard disk, you can say. So it is scanning the available hard disk. So we have 300 GB hard disk. Then we'll press enter to continue. We'll go with default setting of keyboard and we need to provide the root password here. So again, we'll go with the same password, Nova123 hash dollar, Nova123 hash dollar. Then we'll press continue. And we need to press F11. So it will do the formatting here. Okay, so we will press F11. So it is installing the ESXi now. So we need to press enter to reboot. The installation is done. It will reboot the server and we need to assign the IP address, subnet mask and default gateway. Okay, it will take the IP address from DHCP. So it is not recommended to assign the IP address to any server from DHCP. We need to assign the IP address manually and we'll change the host name as well. So this is the DCUI. You will do the initial configuration using DCUI one. So guys, what should we do now to configure the IP address, subnet mask, default gateway? How to enter into this DCUI?
F2.
F2, very good. If you see here, we need to press F2 to enter the DCUI. And we need to provide the login name and password here. So this root is created by default and we have assigned the password Nova123 hash dollar. Okay, invalid NOA123 hash dollar. All right. Now we'll assign the IP address, subnet mask and default gateway. So which option we need to select for network configuration? Configure network management. By default, it has accepted the IP address from DHCP, you can see. So we'll change it. We'll go to IP version 4 and we'll select the third option and we'll configure 140.20. Okay, so second ESXi host IP address will be 140.20. 192.168.140.20 and subnet mask will be same, default gateway will be same. We have just changed the last octet here. Then we'll click OK and let us change the host name to ESXi2. And we'll exit from here. Yes. Now we'll access this host remotely. We'll verify whether we are able to access it or not. One 192.168.140.20. We'll select advanced option. Then we'll select this option, proceed to 192.168.140.20. Then root NOA123 as $. So guys, we are able to access 20 as well. It is working fine. So our ESXi2 is ready. Now we'll see the vCenter server. What is vCenter?